kids. What's going on? I'm preparing myself for an interview with Brian Stavely. It's like a round table, I believe, for Mandela effects. I'm assuming that's the topic. I'm sure it is, if I'm on. And unfortunately, a couple things are going on for me. That sun's going to be coming right through the window. We ain't going to see nothing by 4 o'clock. And that's at 6 o'clock Eastern time is when the show starts. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, I've been offline for 2 years, not posting anyway. But he says it'll be great, and we're going to go on and do it. And I'm like, okay. And let's see, there's a couple other people that are going to be on as well. Tommy Tell the Truth, I know, is one. And I think it'll be fun. I'm getting into this again. You know, I want to post my feelings and things I see going on, and my opinions and my theories. And you know, you can't really do a lot of that stuff on YouTube. But I did some videotaping this morning, and I'm going to post parts of my first video and stop it and comment. I'll be on for about an hour and a half right now. The other problem I'm having is Chef went down to Denver to shop, and Mondays I have to help him unload the box truck. Well, he only took a car this time, but he went super early. And time-wise, with him just taking a car and not getting that much stuff, it's like he's going to be here between 3 and 4, and this show, Mountain Time, and this show starts at 4 Mountain Time. So I might be a little late. If he gets here at 3, we're good. If it might be a little later, I might have to take like a half-hour break or whatever. Anyway, let's show you a couple of these things. These are some videos I took this morning in video file. Yep, and it's not showing me what I want. All right, yeah, there we are. So I'm going to try and do these in order. I think I know which ones to hit. I can't tell. These could be out of order. Let's go ahead and give this to you. Apparently, either I have a Rumble account and don't know it, which is usually the case, and I can't get on it because whatever password I used, or somebody else is using Suso. There's like some famous musician named Suso. I've never heard his stuff. I've seen his picture. It's starting to get busy in here, and I'm starting to get hungry, so I'm going to get home and post this stuff, I believe. It's going to be like a prelude to the Stavely interview. It's not just me and him. Tommy Tell the Truth is going to be on there, and another lady. It should be a really good show. Of course, I think I'm going to post my first few videos and talk about them, comment on them. I didn't want to do this until I got to Rumble, and then after I did that, take calls and stuff. But you know what? I want to get this up so you all know I'll be over at Stavely's channel. All 20 of you that are going to catch this live, and then the other 40 that'll catch it later. That'll probably be on Stavely's show anyway. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, so these aren't in order. I think that was the last one of me in the hot springs. That's what I did this morning. So which one would be the first one? Let's check it. People have been asking me what I've been doing with my time. Yeah, this is it. Since I haven't been doing hour-long videos or whatnot, and this is what I've been doing, man. Sitting in a river. 100% magnesium. My feet are touching the earth, which never happens. We're always touching rubber. Never touch the earth. I feel amazing after this. This is, find yourself a good hot springs with some good minerals coming out of it. But it's not like I got away from the Mandela effect. You can't. You get away from it, and it just gets you right in the face. So I'm not trying to get away from it. I'm just noticing it and meditating more. Just trying to enjoy this reality. I mean, that's what I've been doing. Am I going to fight it? No. Yeah, this is working. So I'm still testing things. I'm not worried about anything. It'll be fine. I'm sure we'll have a good time. I am worried about, I don't know if you heard that I got to empty a box truck probably at 3 or 4 o'clock. They might let me go. There's other people down there. They might give me a break. But it's not worrying. I'm just like, I haven't done this in so long. That's why I'm trying to get up here. Stop acting like a Debbie Downer. I could show that so I could practice things. Just ask the right questions. If you ask the right questions, we're good. Because damn, I said to somebody, look, okay, cool, that'll work. John Deere, look, it was DEERE for me years ago. Yeah, kind of. And the E came off, and I got on a video years ago and said, yeah, it flipped, or it changed to Deere without the E on the end, and then it flip-flopped back with the E, and then it came off again. And I know this because I have a T-shirt, a John Deere. I don't know how to explain this. One of the videos here, I explained it. I had a John Deere T-shirt, didn't have the E on the end. Well, now it does. And I was looking at it, or it didn't. About 2 weeks ago, I was looking at it. It did not have the E on it. And I'm like, wow, that's weird. And I'm like, I'm not even going to check it. I know that's the way it is. And yesterday I was looking at it, and it was the E's on the end. And I was looking for my shirt. I can't find the shirt. I can't find the John Deere shirt. I only bought it because post that. I only bought it because it was a Mandela effect. That's the only reason I bought those shirts. So I don't know. Let's see. These are, like I said, I don't know if these are going to be in order or what. I'm going to try because I think I talk about this stuff in the pool. And I am trying to figure out answers. I mean, there's no fighting it. I'm trying to figure out, what's it all mean? Reality is not what we were told. But I love all the theories. I love every theory, especially the ones that answer every question. The quantum immortality, multiple timelines, simulation theory. It doesn't matter. There's no fighting. That's just ridiculous. But I'd like to figure out what it is. I've been working with it, I'll say that. I've been working with the idea that we're all in our own reality bubble. I've said that a while ago. That was quick. Yeah, the reality bubble thing is something I definitely want to get into. It's something I talk about. I'm going to actually put those videos up a little later in this video, where I'm talking about us living in a different reality, our own individual reality, and we're interacting with other realities. That's why we're seeing changes. Just a theory, but there's people online. Now, I talked about this in 16, and I'm going to prove it. But I mean, I don't care, man. You can have your theories. You can have whatever you want. You want credit for finding the Mandela effect? It's yours. I got 2 for you that I found that you can have. Not even going to bring them up. Doesn't matter. I don't know that I found them. In 2016, when I went online and I talked about, okay, I'll say it, the Ford symbol, that thing changed 7 times for me in a year. but it was the main one, the first one that really got me. I'm going to show that video, and I talked about it, and I'm like, okay. And a week later, this is in 16. A week later, some mechanic came on, and he's like, whoa, I was into this Mandela effect, looking at this Mandela effect thing, and the Ford symbol changed. It just changed now. I found this new Mandela effect. And I was like, I was so pissed. So I get it. I was so butthurt. I get it. I was like, wait, I found that one. Who cares, man? Seriously, it's bullshit. Doesn't matter who found it, who gets credit for it or whatever. He's like, hey, I came across that one too. That's all. I mean, whatever. You don't own a Mandela effect because you were the first one, or you think you were the first one, because I got news for you. You weren't the first one that came across it. They're just not posting. They're just not on YouTube. They're not on the media thing. They're walking around scratching their head going, wow, guess I misremembered. Because that's what they're doing. But I don't care. You want to own a Mandela effect? Own a Mandela effect. Let's get back into the Springs. I said that back in 16 in one of my first videos, that we're all in our own reality. That's why we're seeing things differently than other people. Don't seem like a big deal. So it's like 30 degrees out and the water's like 103. Beautiful. Yeah, I actually didn't word it that way. My terminologies back then were different. I was saying, I believe dimensional bubble is the way I believe I was saying it. If you want to make it hotter, just dig down. So my thing was, 2 years ago when my microphone broke, I decided, I don't really need to do this anymore. I was listening to a few of my first few videos in 2016, and I just keep saying, well, I said everything I need to say, and I'm just not going to post anymore. There was nothing to post. Just every time I'd come up, or if somebody'd find a new Mandela effect, I'd talk about it. I found a few, whatever. You can have them. You can have credit. I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter who found what. I got a couple under my belt, but I don't, oh, that's really cool. No, who gives a shit? Who cares? I come across Mandela effects. I know them, and well, that sucks. I just talked through that whole thing, and it was absolutely silent. Wish I knew what I said. I don't even remember. I just about the credit thing. I don't care. Whatever. It's ridiculous. Physical reality's changing. Is it? They lied to you about the shape of the planet, whether true or false. Physical reality's changing. That should be the bigger thing to me. That's basically what I just said there with the mute button on. I might text Brian or Dan or somebody and say, hey, what do you think? And I don't know. I mean, like for me, John Deere has flip-flopped back and forth with the E on the end and without the E on the end. And not 2 weeks ago, I was looking at my T-shirt and it didn't have the E on the end. And I looked, I don't really remember which way it started, which way I saw it first. I used to drive by it once a week when I was in Jersey. And, I always felt the E should have been there. And I was looking at my John Deere T-shirt, and it wasn't there. And then I'd say a couple days later, maybe a couple weeks later, maybe, I was driving behind a John Deere truck, and it had the E on the end. So I came home to look for my shirt, and I don't have a John Deere shirt, apparently. Or I can't find it. I don't know. I have one. I had it in my collection. But What am I supposed to do with that info? Did it again. What am I supposed to do with that info? You know, let me get through this. Did I just do that one? I think I did. Shall I repeat it? I come across Mandela effects. I noticed them, and I might text Brian or Dan or somebody and say, "Hey, what do you think?" And yeah, no, we don't need to repeat that. I'm learning. I'm still learning. I haven't done this in a couple of years, man. A year and a half. And like I said, I've been kind of working with the Mandela effect, or the ideas that, positive thinking. It's the same thing with all that other stuff. You believe something hard enough, it happens. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to stop putting the mute button on this way. I don't have to worry about it. Yeah. See, how about this one? This one. Huh. I like it. I can't wait to get to my first video where I actually stop while it's going on and explain things, because things are different. Things have changed. I was taking a trip one day, and the weather wasn't going to be good. So, oh, look, they're painting the skies. And I decided that at the time, I felt like I wasn't changing the weather, but I could shift myself into a timeline where the weather was more to my liking, where nothing else changed. Hey, if it's quantum and infinite, that's absolutely possible. And the weather did get better, and as soon as I got back from my 3-day trip, it snowed like crazy. It dumped. It's like it held it up until I got back or something. I don't know. All I know is it worked. It snowed all around us. Everything was a mess all around us except where I was leaving from. I had an absolutely fine trip. And that was back in 17, I think. And I started doing stuff like that, but things change. Taking care of that. I've been doing that to the point where I really believe, that I'll be able to maneuver things in my favor. I feel like I've been doing that all along, ever since I got rid of the mic and didn't really get offline. I was still watching stuff. It's just as bad as watching the news, watching TV, watching movies, listening to music anymore. I felt like I saw a lot more. I started to see more getting offline. Excuse me. And I got this idea where I'm hooking up a program on my computer where people can call in to a show. I really don't want to have anything to do with that. I don't know why I keep pushing that. Why do I keep pushing that? I mean, my idea is to come on, show a couple of videos I've done, maybe bring up a couple of newsworthy stories, really, and then let people call in if they want to talk about their Mandela effects or whatever. Or maybe they have issues with the Mandela effect. Maybe they ain't handling it really well. That's something that should have been done years ago. I mean, not that we have the answer. I mean, I don't even know how I could, somebody starts freaking out about something that they're 100% sure of. How's that possible? I'm not sure I want to be their therapist. I mean, damn. But I mean, you think that's a good idea? There's 5E in here right now. I mean, I got a guy putting I'm sure I could do it myself, whatever. I got a guy putting a program on my computer. I'm like, I want to be able to do it on Rumble, because that's where I'm going to be going. That's where I'm going to start from the beginning with my story and start reposting everything in Rumble. My biggest problem with Rumble is I don't know what name to use. Suso on Rumble. That's the best I got. I mean, really, I could name it anything. I could call it amalgamating dimensions. I mean, I could call it anything. But once I do that, I will start getting into the flow of what's going on. But we've been closed here for 2 weeks. We're about to open back up again. And being closed here for 2 weeks, I have been in the hot springs just about every other day. I'm reading a lot, because I'm like, okay, what do I do now? I don't want to sit down and watch Star Trek, man. I don't want to do it. See, yeah, I'll bet he did. I mean, that's what I'm saying. And I'm going through my days and I'm seeing Mandela effects every which way I turn. Every time I see one, if there's somebody else around, I want to bring it up, just like in the hot springs. And I think it might be coming up, actually, because I interviewed 2 girls who did not want to be on camera and a couple that did not want to be on camera. You go to the hot springs, you're there to relax. But they started talking to me. So you start talking to me, you're going to get it, especially if you're hot. Because if you're hot and I'm like India, I'm going to be like, okay, let me tell you right up front about the Mandela effect so you can go away. Because I don't need the bullshit. I mean, I know I'm never going to get laid. Anyway, I'm kidding. I don't care. I see where I live. I see what's going on. I'm living with it. I'm observing it. I'm really not involved anymore. I'm involved to the point where I'm enjoying physical reality. That's what I'm doing. I mean, that's where I'm at. But it always pulls me back. I always get that urge. I need a conspiracy. I need something to talk about. I need something. And I, it's, flat earth. And I tell people all the time, I'm not a flat earther. I'm pretty sure it's not a ball like they told us. Pretty sure it's up there in the percentage that it's not a ball spinning at zillions of miles an hour, whatever the numbers are, through infinite space, spinning around something else that's spinning around something else that, it's just, I think it's the biggest joke ever played on humanity. How important is it? It's important. It's as important as Paul McCartney being sacrificed and replaced by someone else. Why? Because that's when the crap started. Actually, it was before then. It was before then when it started. They were controlling the masses back. They look, I say in the 20s. They were planning it in the 1800s. If it started in the 20s and 30s with Tavistock, and how are we going to get the youth to follow us? Well, first, let's, the whole 60s with the drugs and the music and Woodstock and that, and I'm not labeling that, but I'm saying that whole thing is part of it, man. They all went towards the music. All the kids went towards the music. All the older people, guess what? They're clashing right away. The old and the young are clashing right away. That's what they want. They want people to fight each other. Makes it easier for them. They don't have to worry about it. And it started back then. And that book that I'm still decoding. The book I'm still decoding. What I got here? I don't know what we see. What am I doing? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Talk about a book. This thing is coded 6 times minimum. And I am doing the acrostic code now. And I didn't even know. I read right over what it was in the beginning because I was looking at other stuff. and it just, when I finished the book, I thought, oh, let me read it again. That was so interesting. 666 pages. That's not a coincidence. I don't know if you could see, but the thing's coded several ways: dark writing, light writing, and when you read the book straight through the first time, it's all about the Paul switch thing, and there's no way that the info. How do I put this? William Shepard, who was playing the part of Paul McCartney, sat down and gave information to a coder, Thomas E.U. Harriet, who's probably a Mason. That's probably not his name either. They sat down and coded it. I don't know when Paul had the time to do this shit. I mean, Billy. When did he have time to do this? I mean, and you go through it, and when you get to the other codes, it's about other things. I mean, Tartaria is mentioned. I'll leave it at that with that. Because I went on, I was talking about something else, wasn't I? Well, that was boring. I'm probably getting the painting the sky stuff. So I just interviewed these two girls in the pool next to me. They didn't want to be filmed. Shame. Talk to them about Jiffy, Black Tom, Yield Sign, JFK, Sex in the City. The one girl wasn't interested. The other girl answered the questions all wrong for this timeline. So I got her interested. I don't care. It's just what I do. Like I said, they didn't want to be filmed. I think that would have been fun. But at first, the first question I asked was, what color is the yield sign? And both of them were like, wait a minute, yellow, yellow, yellow? And then they went, no, red and white. But they remembered yellow with black writing. And I tried to explain the situation, but I let it go. Figured they were not going to grasp what I was talking about. So I went ahead and a couple more. And when I got them on a couple, after I got them on a couple, that's when they're like, oh, we're interested in this. And I said, yeah, but I'm just wrecking your life if you just wanted to be here just to chill out and relax, and I'm wrecking your life. Whatever.
It wasn't too bad. Or you can climb down all the rocks.
Oh, yeah. Now, the cold plunge is over here.
Maybe that rock. Maybe this rock.
Might do that later. I don't know. It's pretty hot in here. I might have to. Everything's great with the skies. I mean, and they're great too. I'm sure they're just adding the projector or something. That's what's going on, right?
And thank God that I didn't before it actually came to the skin.
A big deal. What's your names? Joey and Tina. Okay.
As long as I'm not in there, I don't have to.
You're not. All right. I'll make sure you're not in
Okay,
the.
good.
I'll make.
I don't want to be interviewed on a
Well, I don't have to do that either. I could do this and just ask you questions.
Yeah.
If you're uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't
What color is a yield sign, Mr. Trivia? Yellow. What color writing? Yellow with black writing. It's never been that.
No, that's white.
It's red with white writing.
One of those.
But I remember, oh, you know the Mandela effect?
No.
I remember yellow with black writing just like you do.
Yeah. There's another famous one.
Berenstein Bears. The Berenstein Bears. How many people were in the car when JFK was assassinated? I'm not even filming him. You're fine. I'm filming the river. Four. I studied it in the 80s. There was 4. Now there's 6. I know people come here to relax. That's why I don't normally do this. But I'm actually doing a show tonight. I'm like, I want to get some video up. Let me ask you this. What is the first attack on U.S. soil?
Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor. That's what most people think. Yeah. But nobody's ever heard of Black Tom? No. You never heard of Black Tom? Yeah, that was, it was I don't know the years, an attack on the Statue of Liberty where people died and the whole bit. Yeah, and that's why they're not allowed in the torch anymore, because of the structure or something. But there's people that have pictures of them in the torch, and it's like kind of weird. Never heard of Black Tom? You know the Monopoly Man?
That's the one I was trying to think of.
Oh, the one that you said, that's popular.
That
Okay. Sex in the City versus Sex and the City.
Sex and the City.
And it is and. It is and. A lot of people remember in. All right, thanks for that. And he does not have a monocle. He's never wore anything on his face, but everybody seems to remember the monocle. Thanks for the interview. I mean, I got about 1,000 more that I can't even think of right now. Yeah, this is fun if you get it right. I never really interviewed anybody here before. So I'm just kind of meditating, soaking anyway. So Bones. I'm, after sitting without the computer and just doing my own thing, nope. I lean towards hollow, which could be the concave thing, but I like the old idea that the hollow, you're going to the North Pole and then it goes in. Possibly. I also like the idea of, I don't know if you're familiar with Jay Dreamer's plasma apocalypse theory. Mount Meru being up at the North Pole and all that. I kind of lean towards that as well. I'm not sure if it would be hollow, or I just call it a realm anymore. It could be close to a ball. It could be an oblique spheroid. It could be infinite land. I mean, you can picture infinite space, but why can't we picture infinite land? And if it was that big, it might not be infinite. I mean, and then you go to crater Earth theory. If Earth is a crater on the moon, yeah, it's pretty much infinite. Possibly, I don't know. But I feel like I got to get ready for that Stavely show. I'm gonna head out of here in about 15. Get something to eat, go home, set up the computer, and probably do a video before the Stavely show. That's what you're watching now, if that happens. Yeah. You can only do about 2 hours in here anyway. Can't do much more than that. I just gotta go eat, come back, which I like to do, but not today. Boom. So yeah. Got a couple more of these, and then I'm going to, yes, totally dig Jay Dreamers. Yeah, the crater Earth thing's nuts. I mean, why not? Hollow Earth, concave, flat. It's not a ball for sure. Bob's right. But he says it's a globe, it's a planet. That's fine. I don't care. I don't care what it is. If that's real, I have my own experiences, physical, real, whatever real is, experiences with the stars. Did they show me it wasn't a globe? No, but they did show me they're not globes, or they're not planets with suns revolving around them. They came at me. No, I wasn't on acid. No, I wasn't doing that. Yeah, I'm sure I might have been high with weed. There was very, very little. A 6-pack a month was my alcohol intake back then. I wasn't smoking as much weed as I do now. I wasn't smoking that much, a quarter a week maybe. If I can get myself back into that situation, that'd be great, because I don't want to what don't I want to do? I got into the chat there because it happens to me too all the time, Go-Kart Bob. If I catch him live, it's only because I was checking his channel. They never give me a heads up on him. I don't get a heads up on J Dreamers. I don't know what that's about. I usually end up checking out his shows later. I mean, sometimes I couldn't make it anyway, but I'm ticked when I've been sitting here for 2 hours watching something when I could have been watching him, and it comes up that, he just ended his show. I was like, oh, damn, you're kidding me. Why didn't I think to look? Whatever. I don't know. You'd think they'd help you out. I don't know. There I go again. What was I talking about? All right, where are we at here? I think I did that one. I think I'm here. Apparently, either I have a Rumble account and don't know it, which is usually the case, and I can't get on it because whatever password I used, or somebody else is using Suso. There's like some famous musician named Suso. I've never heard his stuff. I've seen his picture. It's starting to get busy in here, and I'm starting to get hungry, so I'm going to get home and post this stuff, I believe. It's going to be like a prelude to the Stavely interview. It's not just me and him. Tommy Tell the Truth is going to be on there, and another lady. Should be a really good show. Of course, I think I'm going to post my first few videos and talk about them, comment on them. I didn't want to do this until I got to Rumble, and then after I did that, take calls and stuff. But you know what? I want to get this up so you all know I'll be over at Stavely's channel. All 20 of you that are going to catch this live, and then the other 40 that'll catch it later. That'll probably be on Stavely's show anyway. All right, yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Well, that didn't work. That is. Yeah, so my phone's getting wet, and it's not really acting the way it's supposed to be. I do not have a waterproof phone. It's the first time I brought it. No, it's not the first time I brought it down here. I brought it down here when I had my daughter. It's wet. So, all I've been doing is like taking care of myself. Getting more spiritual. Honing my relationship with higher self, creator, God, whatever it is, whatever's going on. And I'm just sitting there going, hey, look, there's also a part of me that has experimented with there is no God. So, how's it feel about that? I don't think it does. I don't think it matters. I don't think it is conscious the way we are. Oh, it's conscious, but not actually. Consciousness, I believe, is one of the things I said is why we're here, to experience consciousness, individual consciousness. You know, I've also said that we're all in our own little reality bubble. There are people out there now talking like, hey, this is a new theory. Well, yeah, maybe it's a new theory, but in 2016, that's exactly what I was saying. And right after that, I'm saying, hey, you know what? I have nothing else to say. I should get offline. And continued posting till about 18, 19. Oh, and then 20 came around and boom, they started taking my shit down because I realized I was talking about stuff that I wasn't there to talk about. So I'm not blaming them. I am pissed at them. Free speech is free speech, but Rumble, baby, that's where I'm going. I need to, all I need is a name for my Rumble. Suso on Rumble. That's all I got, because I can't use Suso. Yeah, I'm out of the hot springs and decided since I'm going to probably post some of this stuff, I try and interview a couple of people and nothing. I just interviewed the bartender here. Not going to happen. What color's the yield sign? Red and white. How many people were in the car with JFK? It's either 6 or 4. I'm just like, just Berenstein Bears. It's just not going to happen. I've never heard of this before. I'm sure it's not a big deal. Avocado toast. I've heard about avocado toast twice in the last 3 days. I never heard of it before. Yeah, it's just because I'm not cultured, I guess. I don't know. I know in the last few weeks I've major shift. The 11/11 gateway thing comes to mind as well, which is still going on until the 18th. If you know anything about that. Now this is what I like doing. Taking rides around Colorado, wherever I'm going, and doing a little talk on whatever subject. It's one of the things I miss. Because these hills, anytime I drive through, I'm like, this is a good Tartarian conversation. With some of this stuff I pass. Concerned with what I'm going to talk about tonight on Brian Staveley's show. I have ideas, I have things to talk about, but I ain't done this in a while. That's why I'm out here trying to put something together now hey, at least you all know I'm over there for a bit. I'm also supposed to get on Dan's show. I'm sure it'll happen whenever. The world has changed. We're just out here. Like a lot of that stuff doesn't seem to hit us up here. It does. It's up here, but I couldn't imagine living in the city. Pretty sure I'd have been dead if I lived anywhere else except where I lived in 2020. I was not putting up with it then. I just finally backed up. As soon as I back up on it and go, I let people do what they want to do. Who cares? It went away. Yeah, I'm going to be on Dose of Reality tonight with a couple other people. It's going to be like a round table for wow, how do I work this? I got so much stuff up here. I don't know if I even want to do this, but I guess it don't matter. It's a round table tonight at 6 p.m. I might have to take a break real quick to go do something, but let's see what else we got. I could finish these off. I think that might have been it. I believe that is true. Yeah. That was it. Now I'm going to, and bear with me, I'm going to present my first video. And stop it and make comments on it. If I can find my channel and remember how to go ahead and do this. Because now I'm going to be skipping around too, because I've done this so many times, especially with the second video. I'd like to get through the whole thing now. It's actually 4 hours worth of information that I'd like to get in a half hour, the parts that I really want to zero in on. See, now I shouldn't have done that. I had that one spot right up and I could have just left it at that. All right. Start here. Well, I can't start here. I don't even hear anything coming out of there. All right. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can present it. Present, share screen. Share. Hey, look at me with no hair. All right, now what am I doing? Over here, here. Yeah, looks good, huh? See where I'm at. Can we hear it? This may help you, and I hope it does. The hell did I do?
Then in 2016, the Earth shifted.
So what you're about to see is my first 8 videos. It's going to end up being practically in the same format I have going on now because of the time. There was no reason I did short videos. I just felt that people's attention would be easier spent with that information, and I tried to make it just like one specific thing, and I just decided to do it.
Good times. This was fun. I mean, moon landings being faked. We're gonna go back and forth because I got a couple of these written down. And my whole perspective changed. That was the trigger for me that I was speaking about. That's when the stars jumped out at me and were trying to communicate with me, or the universe was trying to communicate with me, or the multiverse was trying to communicate with me, or whatever. That's why I, really understand the stars more as, to me, intelligent beings. More an intelligent being is behind them. But I didn't mention that. I forgot, and then I thought, let me just leave it out. Sounds a little kooky. Go figure. Right from the beginning, I've been saying it's about what's in your perception. Go ahead and get rid of that. Oh, it's still on. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Now I also have something marked off on the second video, 11820. There I go. I don't want to post. Where's the video? Where's the video? Can you can hear that? But I do feel that that's the truth, and that's what I go with. And I guess my concern is we're just as guilty saying the earth is flat, when we assumed we lived on a globe. We lived on a globe. We took their word for it. now we're all running around saying the earth is flat, and I get it. I'm there too. But aren't we still just taking someone's word for it that their tests and their numbers are accurate? Uh, I haven't gone out and tested anything. I've just used my eyes. I've gone out to the ocean. I've gone out to the Gulf. I've, seen flat horizons everywhere. It's just as far as I can see, and that becomes flat. I guess all I'm really saying is, it does get people's attention, flat Earth. We do get ridiculed. Bad publicity is good publicity. Uh, but it does get people's attention, and hopefully they're intelligent enough to actually look at it and check it out. Yeah, I'm interested in what you're saying there, pal. But I'm surprised that I was still talking about flat Earth, although this is still 2016, and I started rambling on about. Here you go. You're gonna love this. Started rambling on about how Mandela effect should be bigger than flat Earth. I'm going to show you this now, and check out the orbs. Okay, check out the orbs. And what I'm talking about is probably interesting, but where do you see the orbs? Am I even sharing? I don't think I am, right? Nope, of course not. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Share screen. You're missing orbs. I went looking for the one book that I documented everything in, and I found this is the first book I started. That's the orbs. All right, so I went looking for the one book that I documented everything in, and I found this is the first book I started documenting in. I couldn't find the other one. I'm sure I will. So I just packed it away somewhere. And what I did is I actually wrote down. There's almost 400 changes that I've found. I didn't agree with all of them, but other people, put stuff in here. Some things like Desi Arnaz, the spelling of his last name's changed. I didn't know that one way or the other. I didn't know who Andrew Zimmerman is, and if his name changed to Zimmern, Smokey the Bear, or Smokey Bear. Alex Trebek, with it ending in an no, I'm sorry, Alex Trebek or Alec Trebek. But this is just some of the things I started writing down, and I found this thing right in the beginning. And this must have been about 2 months after I started having all these experiences, and I have been coming across some that I'm realizing, wow, that'll be neat to put on YouTube. I'm going to read this, and it's strange to me that I picked this up back in last September, October, probably October. Yet I've said these things all along, periodically, sporadically. All right, this is what I wrote down. To change your perception of the world around you and you, it is necessary to research something you believe is impossible, that others know is possible and true. I just want to rethink that. Example, I believe the earth is more flattish than globular. After researching the topic, I realized that there are some very intriguing facts that prove the earth is not a globe, but they didn't prove to me that it was flat either. The point is, there are several people who believe the earth is flat and who won't stop until everyone believes it too. That's the trap. It's not a matter of whether or not the earth is a globe or a pancake. The key is to realize it is not important what you believe or what the truth is. You don't have to be right. Once you get the point of surrender, detach and from beliefs and become neutral and start to notice the world around you like it is the first time. When you begin to see things change, it can be a frightening experience, but it doesn't have to be. See, I see these thoughts, they're just coming in, and I would just write them down. When your awakening begins, you will go through pain, fear, joy, and happiness. This will last as long as the individual needs it to last. The question you will have will not be the answer. The questions you have will not be answered by anyone outside of yourself, even those who can explain to you what is actually happening. There is nothing to fear. You will come out of the confusion by letting go of everything that does not serve you. You will have more questions and you will be amazed at how effortlessly the answers come. You will be in slight shock when you see items disappear and reappear, brand names change, colors change, and so on. Walk through this fear and turn it into excitement, for you are breaking down the walls of illusion. You begin to see things as they really are. Take this and be compassionate to everything around you without attachment. Be neutral and observe the world around you as for the first time. You then may see the stars shine for you. Well, I know what happened right before this. I just get into all the different effects. Um, See, some of these I don't understand. I just remember other people talking about them or mentioning them, and I would just write them down. How the word volume was spelled. There's two different ways apparently. Yeah, I don't know if I was on mute when I said that or not, but I remember a lot more orbs. I almost want to watch this over again because I remember a lot more orbs. There was a couple there. There you go. Okay, good enough for now. And this coming up is what I bring up being in our own little reality bubbles. I've been thinking about not posting as much, trying to get my ideas out there. I'm going to go ahead and locate the book that I wrote things down in last August, September, October. And if I see any interesting stories in there, I'll go ahead and post them. Anything happens now, I'll post. But I'm experiencing life in a different way now. Uh, I may not be making as much money as I was before, but I'm freer, I'm happier. Plus, all this knowledge that I've come across, uh, everything's a lot different. Things are shaping up my way because I believe I am the creator of my reality. And if we are all in our own little dimension or our own dimension from what we can perceive, then we can create whatever's going on around us, period. You know, to say I am God and I am the creator, that's a little, I don't know, I'm sure there's plenty of words for that. But if I'm the only one that is truly conscious in this dimension, no matter how close the other people are consciously in their dimensions to mine, I am still the creator of my dimension. I mean, I've been having conversations with people where I'm talking, and I understand that people don't listen and just talk about what they want to talk about, but the responses I'm getting sometimes, and I'm not even talking about flat Earth or Mandela effects or time loops or anything else. They're just answering me like I said something completely different. So they're in their own little dimension and experiencing their own thing. As am I, as are you, we all are. So I'm thinking, when we're not really manipulating anything, we're not controlling anything, but we're using it to our benefit for our experience because this is our own personal dimension. Down here. So if we're all creating our own little dimensions and our own little realities, that's something else I wanted to bring up. I think I wrote this down somewhere. We are in our own dimensions. Okay, we have dimensions, and when we have a jump and we notice a Mandela effect, we're jumping on another timeline. And you see my terminology is totally different. I mean, here when I'm saying dimensions, I would say we're in our own reality. I think I probably would say now. I'm talking about jumping, which is shifting timelines. The terminology is just way off from what I do now, and I don't necessarily recall ever changing it. You know, I might have to watch a few more videos and find out when I start changing the terminology. But everybody's been talking as we're just jumping into another dimension. It's true, we are. But for your own personal reality, you're just jumping on another timeline. Same dimensions. It's all terminology. And Michaela was right. It's all the same, just different terminology. But anyway, that's what I've been doing. I've been deliberately creating my life, deliberately going out of my way to do things. If I think about something, I just do it. I figure I shifted into another direction, another timeline, dimension, whatever. And I do things from a perspective of like goodness, happiness, joy, love. And I see the people around me, boy, they have their problems. I mean, they got this issue going on, that issue going on. It's amazing. And you know, the one person said to me, "How can you sit there and listen to that story and just not have any emotion about it at all?" I said, "Look, I'm not getting involved. I'm not going to here's a good word for this. I'm not going to jeopardize my feelings, my happiness over somebody else who is just trying to suck up my energy. Look, I'll do everything I can for this person. You know, I did everything I could that was within my power to help this person out. But to sit there and wallow over it and cry over it, it's just not, you know, I'm sorry. I've been through those things. You know, this person will be fine. Why bother? This is nice. I didn't fall. I came out to a nice little area here. Let's go check out some other areas of my channel. You know, there's one. I don't know if I do. Do I want to do this? I do. I do want to do this. I'm not out to crush people, but damn, this group right here. At some point, they had some people that were in their group that tried to make it look like it was a disease. And, you know, I'm not going to do it now, but you want to go on and you want to check out this video right there. Good video. I mean, but, and it's a shame because there's people in there that I believe are absolutely trying to do the right thing and talk about the Mandela effect the way it should be talked about. I feel that's the way it is. But I just think it's some just weird things happened for me, and it was that conference that I wasn't going to do. They asked me to. Someone else asked me to as a favor. Of course, I did it, and it was a really good presentation. I ended up ending this. What do you call it? Gathering, Mandela Effect gathering or whatever, back in Idaho. But yeah, but no, I want to actually. What I want to do is, I want to see how real quick here because I'm going to get off soon because I'm going to take a break before I get on Staveley's show. Plus, you know, there's the thing I gotta unload. 1, 2, and 3. I never really go here. I lived in a different area. I could always fast forward. Love when Prince pokes his head up, don't you? Every single year, this fear mongering goes on around in September. I can't believe it took me so long to notice. Well, I've noticed a lot of fear mongering, fear porn. And this is back in 16. I mean, we all know about that. What else I got going on here? See where we're at. For instance, if you interact with me in your timeline, I'm not actually conscious of that. I'm just conscious of this.
Where you see the Earth as a sphere. Those pictures are not faked. And I'll tell you, just if nothing else, here's why you can tell they're not faked. Just to create the paperwork that NASA has created, for NASA in this one case, just the paperwork to send anything out in space, to send people into orbit or to send them to the moon, that amount of paperwork would make faking it prohibitively expensive. No one could afford
This shit my roommate makes me listen to, and he's getting on my nerves. Fucking tired of listening to this bullshit.
If you're really serious, if your friends are really serious, have them get on a boat or a ship and go out at sea, and you'll notice you can't see infinitely.
You just watch is totally lying to you. That guy really cares about science. And he does some fucking science.
We live on a ball. I'm convinced.
No, you're not.
I am. You've convinced me. I'm doing what I want to do, and I got this guy fathering me, telling me what I should be doing with my life, and I need to go to school, and because I'm not very intelligent, calling me a fucking idiot because I don't think the Earth is a globe. But before it was, it's not flat, it's not flat. I told him I don't know if it's flat, and I don't care. Now he just constantly wants to drill into my head that it's a ball, and I'm tired of listening to the guy. Now I'm going to have to give you an example of the stuff I have to listen to as soon as he puts alcohol to his lips.
It doesn't matter to me, dude. You live as a child all
It must. It bothers you horribly how I live my life.
Not really. It just
It
kinda
does.
affects my life.
How?
Because you live with me.
I'm moving out any day now. You know that.
I know, dude. I don't know how to be nice about it, dude.
Be nice about what?
Calling you a fucking idiot.
Why would you call me a fucking idiot?
Because you're a fucking idiot.
Well,
dude.
you're not making any sense.
Because you believe in all this psychedelic shit and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You talk about the planet shifting and shit shifting all the time. Dude, this Pennzoil can is from the fucking 70s. It has not changed. The writing on this can has not changed.
No, it hasn't. It's always been that way.
Right. So maybe you're in a different dimension or not, dude. But this is the dimension that you're in. So accept it and deal with it, dude. You try to talk about shifting dimensions and shit, dude. But you have no proof of that, dude. You try to talk about words and fucking names and shit. And as far as I can understand, you're fairly illiterate, dude. Dude, I'm not trying to fucking hate on you, dude.
You are, dude. You hate what I believe.
Your balls.
No, you hate what I believe. You're afraid.
I don't hate what
you're afraid that
that
shit might be right.
No, dude.
Yes,
no, that's not true at all, dude. I'm just telling you that in my beliefs, from what I see, you are a dream chaser. You want to believe conspiracy shit, and you see what you want to see and you hear what you want to hear. Anthony, I'm really not trying to bust your balls, but I am busting your balls because you think you get it, but you clearly don't, dude. And I can't say I do either, dude. But you're in your own la la land, which is awesome, dude. I appreciate that, but you clearly do not get it.
I do.
Dude, Bill Nye has 10 times more knowledge than you or I do. And he is not lying to you, and he totally proves shit physically all the time. He does a kid show. Dude, he does a little kid show trying to prove science to children, to influence these children to go on beyond where he's at. Dude, it's not a false. Anthony, it's not a false. He's doing a favor for everybody, not just himself for his own knowledge, but he's doing it for everybody else, dude. He's not getting paid off by anybody.
He's teaching theories to children.
No, he's teaching scientific proof to
Fact,
children.
truth.
Yes, facts and truth.
Truth.
That's what he's teaching. Have you ever watched Bill Nye the Science Guy?
No.
Dude, he will teach you some shit. And it's true. You can do it in your fucking own home. It is fucking true. And you can't fucking credit or disprove it, because you can do the same thing in your fucking home that he fucking teaches you, dude. He is not lying to you. He is not getting paid off. He is one of the most intelligent people on this fucking planet. And one of the things that he does is try and benefit everybody. He's all about humanity and everybody surviving, dude. And so talk shit on Bill Nye, dude.
Oh yeah, one other thing. He shut the internet off on me because he was tired of having me sit at the computer. I said, dude, when you're gone, I clean the house, I do the dishes, the kitchen's always clean. Everything, it's not like I'm just sitting here doing nothing. I didn't have to. He didn't ask me to do the dishes or straighten up after them. I mean, but the internet's off, so I'm sure I won't be putting out many videos. You'll be getting these a week. By the time you guys get the information on my roommate's perception of things, that whole scenario will probably be over by a week at least. I'm not sure how I'm going to put that up, but I think it's worth sharing parts of it that, I mean, I don't have to explain my life to anybody, but I really felt like I had to. This guy waited till the next morning and I explained it to him, and we get along when he ain't drinking, period. Finally got myself zeroed out, as far as maybe July, August. I think it happened in August. Zeroed myself out. Now I'm starting over. So what I'm doing with my life is really nobody's business. I don't, you'll hear it. Funny. Everything happens for a reason, right? We all know that. So, things happened the way they were supposed to happen there. I knew I was leaving anyway. I mean, it was like why I had to listen to him. I really felt like I didn't. But that's over with. Doing my thing. I've noticed a lot of people talking about bad times and rough times. It happened for me. I'm going to give you an example right now. But things have turned around. I mean, big time in the direction I'm looking. I mean, and all the bad things that happened to me, I remember thinking before they happened. So this will pan out for me much better than going to California and be able to go take off, do what I want, or stay here. It's up to me. Although I'm leaving this area, I don't like saying it. So somebody asked me, how do you magically shift into another dimension, where the Illuminati's not taking over and all the fear-mongering can't? So you know what I'm going to do? I haven't, where am I at? I haven't seen this in a while. This is the third vlog. Jeez. So I'm going to let this run for another 15, 20 minutes or whatever, get off and take a break before I'm on Brian's channel. I don't know what that's going to be like, especially since I'm supposed to empty a car with goods in it. So we'll see. Let me run this for a little bit and see how it goes. It'll happen because they're not in control. And I will see you at 6 o'clock Eastern on Dose of Reality. I believe he's got 19 channels. So I don't know which one it's going to be on. I'm pretty sure it's Dose of Reality. I thought about that for a long time, and it's the first thing you do is forgive them. And don't Don't give them any energy. Don't give them any power. How do we do that? Don't watch TV. That seems like a new concept. Don't be susceptible to their programming. Uh, don't watch it. You know what it is. Don't watch it. Um, start there. Forgive them. Realize they can't hurt you. You are in control. You are in control of your reality. Nothing can hurt you. If something's negative in your life, forgive them. Move on, and that'll help you shift into a different timeline, dimension, whatever you want to call it. The only reason I'm making this video is so that you'll watch the link I'm posting below. It's a great video to watch. Watch that link. No doubt in my mind, I will get my physical desires. I mean, everything's happening the way it's supposed to. I wonder, is it a program that's just happening the way it's going to happen, and I'm happier when I go with it, and I'm unhappy when I don't go with it? There's things I won't go with, and there's things I will. I mean, I have morals and I have my ideals. So there's things I obviously wouldn't go with. But right now, the things that are going on the outside world with that's not within my perception is pretty incredible. I mean, the people that I've been talking to, the dimensions or timelines that they're in is amazing. I mean, one guy is absolutely sure martial law is going to happen. I spoke with somebody else who said it's absolutely bullshit. To me, I don't, whatever it is, what it is. I don't really concentrate on it. So for me, it's just not going to happen. This is 2016 talking about this stuff with the fear mongering bullshit. And if you're experiencing that, you're just in another timeline or dimension or whatever you want. That's why I say, what you project, what you focus on, what you concentrate on is what you're going to experience. And getting away from flat earth and Mandela effects and YouTube and the news, not a bad thing. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be in my life right now. And I realize when I fight things don't work out. But when I let things happen, I mean, not even worrying about things. It's more than just letting things happen. Okay, it's more than just sitting back and I'd say be more of an observer. But at the same time, you're involved in this reality. I know what I'm trying to say here, and it's different. But, this was what? 16, man. What's that? 7, 8 years ago? Just whatever happens, happens. Just go with it, and everything works out perfect. I mean, even better than I would desire. So it's happened twice for me now, where I thought I was out of a job. And see, you know what? It's not just sitting back and letting things happen. It's the attitude you have. This is life. Just enjoy it. Have your desires just streaming around you. I don't know. I'm starting to get nuts here, and I got to do a show, which is going to be a lot of fun. I just wish there wasn't going to be a pause or break in between it. Well, we'll see what happens. I had money stashed away, but that's going to run out. So what are you going to do? I didn't do anything. I meditated, took it easy, relaxed, and something came up every time, both times. There are things I desire and that I want in my life, and they're coming. I know it, I feel it. But there's other things happening that are more important. The things I desire in my life are physical, and there's something not very physical going on right now. And that's more important. That's why I'm here. Thinking about people who actually witness shifts. I witnessed one with the Grateful Dead pin. I'm not a Grateful Dead fan, but I guess that's what that looks like. I was wondering if we could pinpoint like when things were happening, but then I decided since there's infinite timelines, infinite dimensions, infinite things going on, no, that's not. So I just got done talking to a couple about a couple of Mandela effects. All I mentioned really was JFK, and everything else, the gentleman kept saying no. No, it's always been that way. But she just kept looking like, whoa, what's going on? It's kind of weird. The JFK thing kind of, he said, nah, it's got to be fixed or something. It's just, I really think it depends. Your mind is going to take it or it's not. You're either supposed to accept it or you're not, or maybe things will happen where you accept it on your own, because that's what it might come down to. But the Mandela effect is real. Um, I have my own proof. I mean, a lot of things I could say, yeah, I could have misremembered that. I'll even go so far as to say I could have misremembered Magic Mirror. I don't think so for a second, but I'm like, oh, okay, I could have. But no, I've had so many people online saying that the Mandela effect is just people misremembering. I don't understand why somebody would be so into calling people names because of what they remember or because of what they forgot. And why would you get on there and say it's just real? It's not real. These people are nuts. Why would you do that? Why do you care? If you're not noticing the effects, I wouldn't worry about it. If I wasn't noticing the effects, I wouldn't be talking about it. But I'm noticing effects, so I'm talking about it. If you're not noticing effects, why would you bother? Are you upset that you're not involved, you're not included? I really believe you're going to be soon. This is in response to the all the posts about people who have passed. Now, it's my theory that we're all in our own personal timeline dimension. So when they die for you. You're interacting with them on another level. You're still talking with them. You're still interacting with them. It's just that your consciousness is somewhere else, experiencing what you need to experience. I don't think they died. They just shifted into a timeline where they had to learn the things they had to learn, whether it be, whatever it is. I mean, it could be anything. All was just a break in the wall. All in all, it was just breaks in the wall. I'm thinking is bad. But the only way I came up with this idea is by thinking. Every time I start thinking or daydreaming about shit, it happens. I've been cutting myself off quick, and I think that works. It's strange because I'll just be daydreaming about something that's totally irrelevant. That something about the future that might happen, and I've been cutting myself off. This whole living in the moment, and that's how I cut myself off. I concentrate on what I'm doing at that moment. And I just get into it and I feel it. It was like once I said about feeling my feet on the ground, it just gave me a feeling. That's what it is. I get in the moment and I feel it. I don't even know if this is worth mentioning, if it really matters. I was in this convenience store a month and a half ago. It was a small, tiny little thing. I just went in to get a thing of water so I could use the restroom. It was a small, tiny little restroom. And now I just walked in the place, and it's this expanded store that is connected to everything. That I don't know how to explain it. The whole store's different. I mean, yeah, they could have refurbished it. They could have changed it. But it's not new. And I walked into the bathroom. It was in a totally different section, and the bathroom's old. And this is definitely the place I was in. So I don't know what to think. Well, of course I know what to think. Yeah, that's straight down.
Ah, you see? All right. Camera's moving.
I swear to you, the announcer just said in the middle of another sentence, "Oh, by the way, the Earth is flat," and he laughed, and they kept going on about some guy's statistics or something. I know that's what I heard. Yeah, that story about the store that changed on me reminds me of when I first got into the Mandela effect, and I was driving around and I saw the store that I frequent, and they got a brand new sign. The next day I drove by it, and it was the old wooden sign that I remembered from before. I thought that was really strange. I'm taking this nice, beautiful drive through the mountains. I'm thinking about that video. I can't quite remember everything. I think it might have been everything. About how you just need to let go of 3D. That's the shift is done. We may notice some more changes. But we're here now. We're out of 3D, and it's just a matter of letting that go, letting it die. And it felt like, wow, that's really easy to do. Some interesting thoughts I have while I'm driving through this deep forest. Oh, whoa. Okay, this is where, now this is strange. This is where I was actually looking to, find this place. Whoa. Now, this is supposedly what I was told in 1970, in the 70s. There's a ghost town down here. There it is. That was evacuated. Now, this town was evacuated supposedly because, like, the army came in and said, "That's it. You're out." Got everybody out. I can't believe I can get this close to it, because what I was told is you can't. So they evacuated everybody. I don't have a clue what happened to them, but the story was that the ionization off of the screws that they were building in this town got in the water and started poisoning everybody, and they were all getting sick. So they evacuated the town. With the clothes on those cars out there have been sitting there since the 70s. Is that true? I can't be allowed to come down this far. This can't be true. That's what I was told. I don't know. They said they left the cars, the trucks, the clothes on the back. There are food on the tables. And I don't know. I don't see anybody down there. It looks like I can get down there. This can't be the town. As I was told, you're not allowed near the place. There's no way. These cars don't look like they're from the 70s. Oh, and there's people walking around. So apparently this is not the ghost town that I was told about. Interesting. I think I was just told a ghost story. That's what I think. So I'm still driving through the supposed ghost town. I was told right after the bridge, there's a spot you can go down and see it. And I just think, if this is the town, they rebuilt it. I don't know where I'm at now. Well, there's the bridge. After the bridge, I made a right, just like I was told. Of course, now I have no clue where I'm going. Hey, why not? I have not been getting to many videos. I've been wrapped up in my own stuff and trying to put away the electronics for the most part, or as much as I can. Now, I know what I heard. Just in case, if somebody has the MLB package or anything and they want to check it out, it was the top of the 7th inning, probably with 2 outs, when I believe I heard he said that. It is also game 2 between the Dodgers and the Cubs. Top of the 7th inning, he said, the earth is flat. Now, whether he said it sarcastically, those exact words I think were, the earth is flat, by the way. Might have had something to do with the way the pitch went or whatever. I don't know. I wasn't really listening at the time, so that's why I'm hesitant to say, yeah, that's what he said. So it's game 2, Dodgers versus Cubs, 2016, top of the 7th inning, probably with 2 outs. Now, look, this place is so busy, I could have misheard it. I mean, I might have heard it wrong, so who knows? I don't mind getting lost in this. I really don't know if this would be considered a Mandela effect or not, but this episode called "And the Children Shall Lead." I've heard of the title, but I've never seen this episode before, and I have seen every Star Trek. I was a big Trekkie back in the day, and I've seen every Star Trek, original, Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine. I mean, and Enterprise. I mean, I've seen every episode of everything. I've never seen this. But I do remember that title, which is strange. Seen this movie a million times. This kick is different. This is different. The way he says Mr. Anderson.
Goodbye, Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. I heard brakes. I heard brake. Every time for me. About. You ever want to learn how to become aware in the moment? Wash knives. Just wash knives. You'll definitely stay aware.
I plan on just drinking most of the day.
Oh my God!
There's
So
4.
what do you think they are? I mean,
About the chemtrails?
oh, you know about that.
Yeah.
Most of our younger generation does these days.
I mean,
Well, you
that's
know,
just
actually-
simply amazing.
They're seeding clouds right now. That's what they're doing.
Seeding clouds for snow, rain, what?
Probably snow. Never knew what.
So if you have a copy of Pink Floyd's The Wall, go ahead and listen to it and let me know if it says brick or break. I would suggest listening to the whole album. For me, it changed a few times. It's brick one time and the rest of the time it's break. You know. Let me know. Give me a reply. Playing a little tic-tac-toe. I often come across people who say, "Yeah, I'm just sitting here checking out all the other people and all their personalities. I'm just observing." And are they learning something from that? I mean, what is that? If I am the only one in my own timeline, in my own dimension, is it wrong for me to desire to spend time alone? If I have an opportunity to interact with others, should I be doing it? Is it wrong to be alone when that's the whole point? No, I don't think so. No, it's not wrong. But am I utilizing my time? I remember in a video not long ago, I mentioned that the next experience might be experiencing your past lives. And not long ago, I had a dream where it was me and two others. The two others were also me, and they were discussing what to do with me next. And I had a little bit of a say, but there were boundaries. And I just recall like the one going, yeah, that's it. He gets that. He does that, and yeah, he's going to go through that, and in a good way, like I deserved it. It was like a good thing, and I deserved it, and that was really strange. And I wondered if that had something to do with that. I don't know. It was very vivid. And there was another dream where a psychic, Daniel Brinkley, walked me around and showed me different things. One where people were stuck mourning, another where people were given chances to go back and live physical lives. It was really vivid, interesting, revealing. But I don't dream vividly a lot. That would be two of them. So let's take this out now. There I am. And this is going to suck because I'm going to be on Brian Staveley's show in about 20 minutes. And this is the sunlight I'm going to have behind me. I'm not putting anything. Could I? Yes, I could. Could I? No, it'll take too much time. I'm not going to bother. I might not even be on. So I'll be on his show in about 20 minutes. And I'm going to end this one the way I started it, since y'all probably not the same people in here. This morning, and I don't even have to repeat half the stuff because I talk about it in these videos. This morning, I went out to the hot springs. Let's see what I can give you. People have been asking me what I've been doing with my time. since I haven't been doing hour-long videos or whatnot, and this is what I've been doing, man. Sitting in a river. 100% magnesium. My feet are touching the earth, which never happens. We're always touching rubber. We never touch the earth. And I'll tell you, I've noticed since I've been offline, all the extra time I had to experience physical reality, to go out there and do things, I realized how much time was being taken up. How much? Okay, yeah, this is the shirt I'm going to be wearing on Brian's show. What do you think, man? How come that is reversed? It's reversed for me. I wonder if it's reversed for you. Yeah, of course it would be. Their settings. Camera, mirror my camera. Well, now, yeah, that's how it goes. Good shirt, huh? It's the one I'll be wearing on Brian's show. I don't know why it does that, but okay, just go with that. Yeah, that makes more sense to me now, actually, because the light. I'm just going to sit here and stand like this. That's just going to be that way. So anyway, I did these videos. I feel amazing after this. You got it. It's just find yourself a good hot springs with some good minerals coming out of it. But it's not like I got away from the Mandela effect. You can't. You get away from it, and it just gets you right in the face. You know, it's I'm not trying to get away from it. I'm just noticing it and meditating more. And just trying to enjoy this reality. I mean, it's what I've been doing. Am I going to fight it? No. I am trying to figure out answers. I mean, there's no fighting it. I'm trying to figure out, you know, what's it all mean? Reality is not what we were told. But I love all the theories. I love every theory, especially the ones that answer every question. You know, the quantum immortality, multiple timelines, simulation theory. It doesn't matter. There's no fighting. That's just ridiculous. But I'd like to figure out what it is. I've been working with it. I'll say that. I've been working with the idea that we're all in our own reality bubble. I've said that a while ago. I did that back in 2016 in one of my first videos, that we're all in our own reality. That's why we're seeing things differently than other people. Don't seem like a big deal. So it's like 30 degrees out and the water's like 103. Beautiful. If you want to make it hotter, just dig down. So my thing was, 2 years ago when my microphone broke, I decided, you know, I don't really need to do this anymore. I was listening to a few of my first few videos in 2016, and I just keep saying, well, I said everything I need to say, and I'm just not going to post anymore. There was nothing to post. Just every time I'd come up, or if somebody'd find a new Mandela effect, I'd talk about it. You know, I found a few, whatever. You can have them. You can have credit. I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter who found what. I got a couple under my belt, but I don't, oh, that's really cool. No, who gives a shit? Who cares? Remove. This is what happened the first time I did this. This would be all right if I had the channel thing going up. And what I think I bring it up here, so maybe I'll just let it go. Let's see. I don't know that I'll get this up in time. Today is Monday, the what? 13th, and I'll be on Brian Staveley's show. today at 4 o'clock Mountain Time. I don't know what that is. What's that, 6 o'clock Eastern? I think so. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. I probably just talk about everything I just said. Next. Yeah, I'm slacking off here, man. So I just interviewed these two girls in the pool next to me. They didn't want to be filmed. Shame. Talk to them about Jiffy, Black Tom, Yield Sign, JFK, Sex in the City. The one girl wasn't interested. The other girl answered the questions all wrong for this timeline. So I got her interested. I don't care. It's just what I do. Like I said, they didn't want to be filmed. I think that would have been fun. But at first, like the first question I asked was, what color is the yield sign? And both of them were like, wait a minute, yellow, yellow, yellow? And then they went, no, red and white. But they remembered yellow with black writing. And I tried to explain the situation, but I let it go. Figured they were not going to grasp what I was talking about. So I went ahead and a couple more. And when I got them on a couple, after I got them on a couple, that's when they're like, oh, we're interested in this. And I said, yeah, but I'm just wrecking your life. If you just wanted to be here, just chill out and relax, and I'm wrecking your life. Whatever. I come across Mandela effects. I noticed them, and I might text Brian or Dan or somebody and say, hey, what do you think? And I don't know. I mean, like for me, John Deere has flip-flopped back and forth with the E on the end and without the E on the end. And not 2 weeks ago, I was looking at my T-shirt, and it didn't have the E on the end. And I looked, and I thought, I don't really remember which way it started, which way I saw it first. I used to drive by it once a week when I was in Jersey. And, I always felt the E should have been there. And I was looking at my John Deere T-shirt, and it wasn't there. And then I'd say a couple days later, maybe a couple weeks later, maybe, I was driving behind a John Deere truck, and it had the E on the end. So I came home to look for my shirt, and I don't have a John Deere shirt, apparently. Or I can't find it. I don't know. I have one. I had it in my collection. But what am I supposed to do with it? Like I said, I've been kind of working with the Mandela effect, or the ideas that, positive thinking. It's the same thing with all that other stuff. You believe something hard enough, it happens. I don't know. I was taking a trip one day, and the weather wasn't going to be good. So, oh look, they're painting the skies. And I decided that at the time, I felt like I wasn't changing the weather, but I could shift myself into a timeline where the weather was more to my liking, where nothing else changed. If it's quantum and infinite, that's absolutely possible. And the weather did get better, and as soon as I got back from my 3-day trip, it snowed like crazy. It dumped. It's like it held it up until I got back or something. I don't know. All I know is it worked. It snowed all around us. Everything was a mess all around us except where I was leaving from. I had an absolutely fine trip. And that was back in 17, I think. And I started doing stuff like that, but things change. taking care of that. I've been doing that to the point where I really believe, oh yeah, that I'll be able to maneuver things in my favor. I feel like I've been doing that all along, ever since I got rid of the mic and didn't really get offline. I was still watching stuff. It's just as bad as watching the news, watching TV, watching movies, shit, listening to music anymore. And I felt like I saw a lot more. I started to see more getting offline. And I got this idea where I'm hooking up a program on my computer where people can call in to a show. I really don't want to have anything to do with that. I don't know why I keep pushing that. We should have done this sooner. I got Zoom, but I don't see the meeting. Oh, so that's great. That was live. All right. So I should probably end this and get going. I got to find a way to get on Brian's show. Chef's not back yet. So I don't know. Chef's not back yet, and I'm not on Zoom. Okay, I'm on Zoom, but I'm on Zoom, dude. So I just interviewed these two girls in the pool next to me. They didn't want to be filmed. Shame. You know, talk to them about Jiffy, Black Tom, Yield Sign, JFK, Sex in the City. The one girl wasn't interested. The other girl answered the questions all wrong for this timeline. So I got her interested. I don't care. It's just what I do. Like I said, they didn't want to be filmed. I think that would have been fun. But at first, like the first question I asked was, what color is the yield sign? And both of them were like, wait a minute, yellow, yellow, yellow? And then they went, no, red and white. But they remembered yellow with black writing. And I tried to explain the situation, but I let it go. Figured they were not going to grasp what I was talking about. So I went ahead and a couple more. And when I got them on a couple, after I got them on a couple, that's when they're like, oh, we're interested in this. And I said, yeah, but I'm just wrecking your life. If you just wanted to be here, just chill out and relax, and I'm wrecking your life. Whatever.
Too bad. Or you can climb down all those rocks.
Oh, yeah. All right, kids. I got to get off here. I wanted to let it keep going until the show, but I'm not sure I'll be on the show. I'm just kidding. I'll get on somehow. We'll figure it out. Let me end this with the way I used to end all of my other shows. And here we go. Where are we at? Okay, that's not working. I don't know why. Oh, because there's no fucking sound. I really think I'm on to something. This is my own personal little dimension. And it just feels right. It feels like this is the direction we're all kind of going in. And it's the way it's always been. And we're just becoming aware of it now. There are no ugly people in my dimension. It's amazing. Everybody's beautiful.